Hi guys, this is Kitten Daddy. I'm going to do a little different kind of video today. I alluded to in a couple of my video descriptions that I was interested in doing a kind of a first impressions walkthrough tour of this game, and I thought I'd do that here. So I spent a lot of time with the first Rocksmith. Actually, I checked out the numbers because I was curious, and according to Steam and Xbox, I think I would combine 600 hours played in the first game. So I thought that, since I've spent so much time with the first game and I saw it through all its patches and stuff, that it would be fun to do a tour of what the new Rocksmith is in terms of is it worth getting? Is it generally improved? Are the improvements worth it? How do I plan to use this new game? And the skinny is that this is a really, really great upgrade of the old game. So I'll kind of talk about things that are specifically interesting to me that I'm excited about and reasons why I think you should get this game. I'm going to go through a couple of the menu items in detail here. So first you got Learn a Song, which is where I expect most people will spend a lot of their time. You go in there and it's not as score focused as the last game. There isn't like event by event by event. You can just go in, learn a song, and it'll give you all the tools you need to learn it, including inbuilt Riff Repeater, and also any associated techniques or chords. It's much more at your fingertips. Session mode, which there were different trailers for when the game first came out. This was the big reveal. I have played around with it a bit. It's a lot of fun. I can see myself spending a lot of time here, but for me, the important thing was that they got the core gameplay right, which they did. So this is a great addition to this game. Let's skip down a bit. Non-stop play. Non-stop play is basically the mode where you can just tell it to what songs you're interested in playing and how long you want to play, and it just keep throwing them at you. I could see this being fun to kind of customize a playlist where you just want to, fire up the game, do a couple songs to warm up, or just kind of rock out, and it just seems like a fun way to play. I haven't messed with it yet, but it seems like something I could see enjoying long term. Lessons. I have looked at these a little bit. I'm going to look at one of these on camera here. This is the revamped lessons, which is a lot more in-depth tutorials, a lot more interactive in terms of the way it gives you feedback. I have been pretty pleased with this, and there's a lot in there, so I've only scratched the surface of this. Guitarcade. I like the revamped Guitarcade. As a guitarist, I think this is a lot of fun. As a beginning guitarist, I'm not sure they're as good as the old ones for learning new techniques. But you can always, if you have the old Rocksmith, you can always play the old games. I think that this is a really an upgraded area of the product. It's probably the most game-like part of Rocksmith 2014. And also features the score attack mode for people who like leaderboards. Multiplayer, I have not done anything with multiplayer, but because of the way they did difficulty in this game, I'm more excited about multiplayer. In the old game, multiplayer, you put in a new profile, and that profile had no mastery. So if you had an experienced guitarist or bassist with you, they had to grind out the really low levels of something if you wanted to play along, which was kind of a pain. So I think this game is better situated to do multiplayer than the old one was. Tone designers like the old amp. I've barely touched this one, but I didn't spend a ton of time in the amp before. And there's some basic options like shop, Uplay, tools, and stuff. So I'm going to start out with learn a song here. Come in here.
Learn a song.
And the first thing I would say is that I like the set list in this game a lot better. I think it's probably most people would find this a better set list. I feel like they've really done a good job of getting a better mix of music in. You've got some stuff across the difficulty spectrum, kind of more things at the high and low end, I think. There's also a lot more recognizable stuff here in more genres. A lot of people wanted a lot of metal in the first game. There's definitely a lot more metal on disc. In fact, I'm going to change the sorting here, which is another great feature. By source. Okay, so this is the starting with the stuff that's on disc here. This first section is all the Rocksmith 2014 songs. You've got like Everlong by the Foo Fighters. That was something that was missing from the Everlong pack a while back ago. Sorry, Foo Fighter pack. There's Knights of Sidonia. This is a favorite of mine back from Guitar Hero 3 that I've been messing around with. You can see my mastery on this is 54%. Still working on that one. Losing My Religion. I did a video of that. There's just a nice mix of things. I've enjoyed it. I like classic rock personally, and they've got some kind of fun. Like there's some Boston in here. Of course, you've got some more Rolling Stones. So there's kind of a nice bit of everything for everyone. The thing I'm actually more excited about in many ways is what they did with DLC in this game. Now, this is new DLC, which I'll kind of gloss over. But if you spend $10, you can actually play Rocksmith 1 songs through this game And unlike minigames, I think that that's actually a very worthy feature with the upgrades they've made to the engine, to the notation, to the tone. The game sounds better. The songs sound a lot better, and some of these songs are just vastly different than they used to be. So even if you're just interested in playing on disc stuff, I'd still encourage you to spend the $10 and get the import pack, because it's just really they've gone above and beyond the usual. Oh well, you can play these songs on the new game. They've actually touched all these songs up and made them way better. And you've got let's see, coming down here, and of course your DLC got the same treatment. They went to every DLC song. I haven't actually tried some of these, but I'm excited to. One of the things I'll touch on is tone switching. So the songs can have more than one tone. This song was one that suffered from not having tone switching in the first game. You would have a really distorted sound, which sounded pretty good for a lot of the solo-y bits, but pretty bad for the arpeggios in the verse. Let's see, there's a couple other songs I'm pretty excited about that way. I actually want to go back to the 3 Doors Down songs, which sadly I bought on 360, and so I don't have them here. Yeah, if you bought DLC in 360 and you change platforms, it doesn't carry over, but otherwise it does. Alive is another one I'm looking forward to trying again. Anyway, I'm going to go up to, I'm going to switch to my favorites list here. Okay, go to the top of the menu here. So I'm going to dive into a song about... I did a video on this one a while ago. This is a pretty fun one. This will show you a couple of the new techniques too. So when you go in the song, first of all, I didn't edit this together like, section to section, because I think the loading times are important, or the lack of loading times is a very important feature that you can kind of see in the raw. After I started the game, there haven't been any loading screens of any kind, and that was definitely one of my biggest problems with the first Rocksmith. I mean, at 600 hours, I probably spent closer than I'd like to admit to 50 hours staring at loading screens in the old Rocksmith. So that's a pretty bad experience in many respects. This is just much, much better. It also gives you kind of pointers to things you might be interested in based on the song you're playing. So like Temple of Bends, I mentioned in actually the video comments for this video that there was a bend that was kind of tricky for me to figure out what it was looking for, and it seems to have picked up on that, and it's suggesting that I play Temple of Bends to get better at that. I haven't done that yet. So I'm going to dive into the song and play a little bit here. Now I'm stone cold at this point. I haven't done any guitar today yet, so we'll see how this goes. I gotta flood that last chord. I'm gonna go back to a couple things and talk about the notation. This part here is going to look a little funny, I think. Okay, I'm going to pause that there for a second here. So you may have noticed the notes disappeared. That's another new feature in this game that I like a lot, which is progressive master mode. So rather than the old game, which had master mode, where you fire the song up and then good luck, because you've been sight reading all this time and now you have to do it from memory. This kind of fades it out as a way of telling you, oh, you're starting to learn this, so we're going to start fading this out, and then eventually you can have master mode, and it's not the whole song at once. It's like, well, maybe the riff's easy, or maybe you know the solo cold, but you don't know the other parts. It's going to basically give you master mode piecemeal. Which I believe is why you can see masteries of greater than 100% in some of these songs. I think of a video where I have like 102. When you start getting to master mode, it increases that percent on the main screen. Now, I hit the spacebar here on the PC. I'm playing the Steam version of the game. And this brings up the Riff Repeater. Now, I have a kind of a love-hate with the Riff Repeater in the old game. I did a video on it to kind of show you how to hack it. This one really much, much better. I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the options here. So you've got your set speed and set difficulty, if you want to set the difficulty down or whatever. You see, watch notes kind of add here. It's going to go back to master mode. You can also turn off master mode, which I think I'll do for the remainder of this video, that you've seen it, so you can see the notes and notation. They've got, for people who like the leveler in the old game, you've got the difficulty repetitions and level up that emulates the functions of the old leveler. So you can say, put it at 80%, set difficulty repetitions to 1, level up on, and then play through. It'll level up naturally like it used to. You can even tell it what kind of error tolerance you want. So if you want to be exact note per note before it levels you up, you can set that to none, low, medium, high. You've also got auto continue. So if you level up a song naturally to 100%, you can it'll continue the song at that point, straight in. It's just really nicely fluidly done. Speed repetitions is the accelerator version of things, so you can say start at 80% speed, speed up slowly over time. You can set speed repetitions and accelerate on at that point if you want to do that. I'm going to leave this off for here. Master mode, which you can say turn on or off here. View previous mistakes. I'm gonna just show this a little bit. That's on right now. So I'm going to start the Riff Repeater here. Actually, I'm going to do this section back here. Go back one. So that's another feature right here. You can actually set the repeat area to be more than just one phrase. So this is actually the intro and that riff there. I'm going to go back here. Okay, let's start Riff Repeater like this. I'm going to miss some notes at the beginning here so you can see how this goes. Actually, in fact, I'm just going to miss them all so you can see. So the other thing you can see from the notation here is the little wiggle lines behind there. Every note has a tail, and tail tells you what it wants you to do. By the way, the fact that it has not failed me early is another great feature. You can sit here if you want to just listen to the song to hear what it's supposed to sound like, you can. So now each note has a little exclamation point on it. That means I missed that note the first time through. If you are playing... Let's see here, I missed 30. Let's try getting a couple of these and you see this. Again, just one of the chords there. See, now you can see when it plays it through it again, they shouldn't have exclamation points on them anymore, and they don't. I'm going to pause this right here. So again, on the right there, you can see basically an indicator of vibrato, which is neat. It's not just every tail; it has that. Every bend has how the bend should be. Every vibrato has how the vibrato should be, and slides also have like what the slide should be, whether it should be or that, like fast or slow, or hang on the high and go to the low. Whatever, it really focuses on tone and timing a lot more in this game. So I'm going to kick out of this song and go to an old song. You can see another couple features here. All right. And again, no loading times. If you want to just go crazy and explore a bunch of stuff, you totally can in the game. So I'm going to skip way down to the W's here. I'm going to go to one of the Rocksmith 1 songs so you can see kind of one of the upgradeds here. So I'm going to play this for about a minute and a half, and I'm going to start talking about a couple of things in the song. Again, this one's got a bend it wants me to learn. Just a note about latency in general in this song, in this game, it feels a lot better, and note detection feels a lot better too. So the basic engine, the core of what makes Rocksmith work, is definitely gotten an overhaul.
Stop.
And again, you can hear different tones to different sections. It's going to go to store it again. Okay, that's. If they can kind of see some of the more notation, the way they do bends is different. In fact, let me go to the Riff Repeater. You can actually see some of these sections here. If I go one back. So right here, you can see there's got the little double arrows here. That generally indicates a full step bend, which is nice. You can also see the way the tail kind of goes up and stays up. You know, that's a instead of like that kind of thing. So it's like how it's following me along on the little notation down there. It's also got a tuner in the pause screen, which is kind of cute. Apparently, I am slightly flat, very slightly. So that's basically the Learn a Song and the core engine. There's also notation for other things. They've got like pinch harmonics notated. You can get harmonic chords, which you couldn't do in the old engine. Muted chords. Really, all the combined techniques like double stop bends, all the stuff is in the game now, which is really nice. And it's been, as far as I can tell, backfilled to songs that didn't have it before. You know, they chart the way bends work in the old game, even though they probably didn't have to. So again, it shows a nice attention to detail and care, and that you're getting a lot of value. I'm going to back out of this. Getting a lot of value in this game. So I'm going to come out here.